everybody, so this is my spoiler review for Venom: The Last Dance. Okay, so if you remember, there's a creature called Null, and he wants to use this thing called the Codex that's attached to Eddie or Venom to try to free Null, but Null was trapped by all his symbiotes because of how dangerous he is. So he sends out the Xenophase to try to capture Venom to get the Codex, and the Codex is kind of like a key. He also runs into this family, and at first I thought in the trailers he was Peter Parker and that was Aunt May and his mom, but no, that's actually the hippies family named Martin. And Martin is played by the guy who played Dr. Kirk Connors. I thought it was gonna be Kirk Connors, but no, it's just the same actor. I thought they were gonna say like, oh, he was Kirk Connors from the Amazing Spider-Man movie universe, and then he becomes a hippie. But no, they never referenced that. There's literally no point of casting him in this role. You could have cast anyone else. But also, Peter Parker isn't in this movie. No Peter Parker, no Aunt May, no Uncle Ben. They're not in this movie. He does to go to New York because he's on the run because in that incident in San Francisco, so he has to lay low. So he tries to go to New York, and Venom wants to see the Statue of Liberty. Well, and they do refilm remember the after end credits scene in Spider-Man No Way Home? Yeah, they reshot that scene, but they say it the same way. The way they say it was differently, like you can tell it's a different scene. And when Venom goes back to his universe, he gets pulled through a portal instead of just disappearing. So that's weird how they did that. Like, why did they have to reshoot it? They could just use the other scene. I know that seems lazy, but it's better than just like, cause that always confuses me because they're multiverse things, and so now I'm like, which is canon? Because even if it's something not canon, you could say it's from like a parallel universe, but this is just kind of confusing. It's kind of like, remember that teaser trailer for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse where Gwen meets Miles, but in the scene from the movie it was done differently. Like Gwen has a jacket and she flips through more of the books with the pages and sees more drawings, and it's done differently. But yeah, because that always confuses me, because how are any of them canon? Like, they're about the multiverse, so it's kind of a bit confusing how they did that, because like, how is it canon if they're both part of a multiverse? Because even when you see a scene that's not canon, you could believe it's in another universe, but like, I know they're just movies and fiction, but it's still a bit confusing when they use different scenes and they had to reshoot different scenes, because I'm like, how is any of them canon now? Like, it's really confusing. Also, the evil general, like, he's played by the same guy who played Baron Mordo on Doctor Strange, but they don't reference or do anything with that, so it's just again the same actor, and he wants to destroy the symbiotes because he thinks they're dangerous, and there's this acid thing that destroys all the sealed stuff. But yeah, and there's a scene with Toxin. You know that cop from the last movie, he becomes Toxin, but it's not red and black like in the comics, it's all green. It's kind of like that other character Lasher, I think that's his name. But it's weird because last year does make an appearance with On the Woman, and there's these two scientists who are friends, and there's a part where he has a twin brother that wants to work at NASA, and she gets struck by lightning and it goes to him, and it's such a superhero action scene, love. And there's like, there's storms coming. You should have gone inside before, and it's so crazy how they filmed that. Also, they made a joke about the multiverse. They're like, I'm sick of this multiverse stuff. And I'm like, oh, geez. Like, yeah, Venom's wants to talk. And at the end, there's a cool scene where all the symbiotes get paired with all the other creatures. And it's really amazing how they did that. And like and they all fight the Xenophase, and the family comes back and it tries to help them, and I thought that was a cool scene. And there's a lot of gruesome parts where the Xenophase is destroying the symbiotes and even killing people, and it's so gruesome how they did that. And it is cool seeing Venom like getting like venomized in all these different animals. Like, there's a venomized frog, and even in the credits they show venomized animals like a venomized octopus. That's cool, and the Venomized horse is still awesome. It has one scene, but it's still pretty cool. But yeah, it still kind of reminds me of that cool Lego set with the Venomsaurus Rex. At this point, they could have used a Venomized dinosaur, but how could they put that in? But anyway, so they go to Las Vegas, and Mrs. Chen makes an appearance, and there's a part where they dance to Dancing Queen, and it's so ridiculous seeing this big guy dance to Dancing Queen. It's so silly, but doesn't he have the codex? Because when he lashes on, the Xenophage track them down, and the Xenophage finds them, and he's like, isn't he putting Miss Chen in danger? That's kind of irresponsible just for a dance. Also, there's a mid-credit scene and an after-end credit scene where the bartender from the last movie, but the bartender has long hair, unlike the MCU universe, and there's a mid-credit scene with Noel, but. Yeah, and after end credit scene, there's a part with a cockroach that goes near a formula that has a symbiote or electric symbiote. But yeah, and here's the big part. Venom dies, I think. Like, there's this acid thing that destroys parts, so he has to destroy the Xenophage and the symbiote, the Venom himself, and the soldier sacrificed himself to destroy the symbiotes with them, and he helps them at the end. So, and then he destroys it, and Venom straight up dies. But Eddie lives, and he goes to New York and sees the Statue of Liberty. Oh, so is Venom actually dead? It's called The Last Dance. I don't know if we're gonna see a Venom sequel, but I don't know if we're gonna get a fourth Venom movie. It might just be a one-time trilogy. We might see Eddie Brock in the MCU. Like, I said this in my other videos, but think about it. Look at J.K. Simmons when he played J. Jonah Jameson in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies and the MCU. Same actor, different Jamesons in two different movie universes. So, same actor, different movies. They might do that, like cast Tom Hardy as a different Eddie Brock in the MCU. But we'll have to see. I have heard in 2026 we might get the fourth Spider-Man movie. I heard there's two sides. I may have said this before, but I heard there's two sides of this. One is where Sony wants to do a multiverse movie and bring back Toby and Andrew and have Venom appear, but Marvel Studios wants to do a street level movie where he's fighting like the Kingpin and teaming up with Daredevil. So we'll have to see. I think it's the right thing for Marvel Studios to do a street level movie because we already had a multiverse movie. As much as I like the multiverse, and even with some people that are tired of it, and I would love to see Toby and Andrew make an appearance, but I think story-wise it might be better because you can tell Sony just wants to make money with the Toby and Andrew stuff. They just want to make this repeat movie just for money. But you can tell Marvel Studios just wants to make a movie just to make a good movie with the street level stuff. So it would be right for them to do a street level movie, which makes sense story-wise. But anyways, we'll have to see what's going to happen in Spider-Man 4. Maybe Eddie might make an appearance, or I don't know. But anyways, that's my review for Venom: The Last Dance. I hope you all enjoyed it. What did you thought of the movie? Did you like it? Did you didn't like it? Did you thought it was silly for all the different reasons? Well, that's my review, and see you next time.